Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gilded Flask Tavern, where adventure is never far. Glad to have you with us as our guests. My name is Barry, and I will be your DM for this campaign, and I'm joined by three wonderful people. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, man, I play Kala Lalakot, the Halfling College of Spirits Bard.
I'm Daniel. I play John Varenthal, the righteous human paladin of Midnight.
And I'm Marissa. I play Casariel, the very dark but beautiful Aesmar cleric.
If you've never visited our place before, we post weekly recordings of our playthrough of The Curse of Strahd on YouTube, and for those of you that are joining us live, we are also doing it on Twitch. So wonderful. Really enjoying that. If you're curious about all of our socials, about our YouTube, about our Twitch, please head on over to thegildedflask.com or to one of our social links that we have either on Twitch or on YouTube. You should be able to find that. We also have a wonderful Discord, which is starting to fill out rather nicely. So if you want to go in there, talk with other people that are interested, and even join the live chat while we are live streaming, you can. So go ahead and do that. As we are still relatively new, we don't have any sponsors just yet, but we do have a couple of awesome people that we'd like to shout out. And those are DeChandra and Paradox for the wonderful character art that we have. Pyramid King, James RPG Art, and DM Andy for creating the wonderful maps and content that we're using. And those maps are beautiful. Love them. Okay. Tabletop Audio, Scott Buckley, Phoenix Music, and Alexander Nakarada for the great musical scores that we have in the background, and so many more. And with that, we're going to head into the tale. Let's go.
Tell me, do you like ghost stories? I've been investigating people vanishing mysteriously into the night, never to return. It looks like I've found out where they've been.
Good evening.
I don't like this place. The air feels heavier.
Did you hear that?
What do you mean he's watching?
In this place, nothing is what it seems.
We come from an ancient land.
There's no time for this. What are you looking for?
This place has taken my father and my mother. It will not have me.
We gotta move, now!
Oh, I do love a good mystery.
Barovia is mine, and so are you.
And we're back.
Hello, everybody. We were just having fun in the background. Long story. We'll talk about that at some point, probably. But wow, that intro, right? Made by our very own Marissa. Thank you so much for making that. It's every single time. It's a joy. I'm so proud that is ours. I hope you guys like that too. So, last episode was a big one. A lot of things happened. To start off, we finished up the burial of the Burgomeister of Barovia. And while finishing that up, a black carriage pulled in front of the graveyard, and you guys caught sight for the very first time Lord Strahd. Oh yes, who subsequently killed one of the main characters in the story. Not one of you, mind you, but one of the main characters that you guys were just connecting with. So that was interesting. You proceeded to go back to the house of Irina, at the Burgomaster's house, and there you met with a family friend called Vasily von Holtz, who suggested he would take her to Valaki, a city close by, where you would meet up, because you guys stand out quite a bit, being the adventurers that you are. So he proposed a split where he would take Irina to Vallaki, you would meet up over there. He traveled out in front, you followed suit, traveled the road, went through the crossroads, found a couple of grave robbers there. I believe, Carla, you saw yourself hanging in a noose at a...
Yeah. That was something.
Yeah, that was creepy. And only Carla saw that, so that's the thing. From there, you moved a little onward towards the water, and you found a Vistani camp, which is one of the things that you were looking for, as apparently the Vistani over there should be able to tell you more about what you are and who you are and where you are. And I believe that is where we left off. So, let me quickly grab that back. Looking down from the road, you see a Vistani camp very close by the water, consisting of a couple of wagons, covered wagons, a couple of tents, and a rather large tent/wagon on the right side of the camp. There seems to be a fire going, and you can hear in the distance some faint music and some people walking around having a drink and just relaxing. And from there, I ask you three, what is your next move?
I believe in the last session we stopped someone who was passing by and asked to be taken to see Madame Eva for a reading.
You asked someone already?
Yeah.
Could be. In that case, let's get you a little closer. There you go. The Vistani sitting over there turns around to you and at the mentioning of Madame Eva says, "Well, welcome. This is indeed the camp led by the visionary Madame Eva, who sees all and who knows all. And yes, all are welcome. If you seek her guidance, she is there for you. You can come share a drink with us, but if you are pressed for answers, then head on over to the large tent over there and seek her out."
What's the general atmosphere of the camp in here? Like, are these people actively dancing, partying, or are they just all calmly eating and talking amongst themselves?
It is relatively calm. If you look around, you see a couple of people sitting around a fire, having a drink, laughing, quietly talking. It's relatively relaxed. You notice that there is a couple of people standing around the campfire a little further ways away. They look a little bit better dressed. Everyone seems to have weapons on them, by the way. But they seem to be a little bit better dressed, and they're like just leaning like against a wagon and just looking at the campfire. They're not partaking in the drinking, as if they're standing guard. The immediate feeling is not that you're in danger or anything. These people are just generally just relaxing, from what it seems.
So their attention doesn't seem unnaturally focused on anything other than just the general commotion of the area.
Not at all. This seems like, from the layout, you would say that this camp has been around for a little while already. But the disposition of the people is as if they've just set up camp after a long day and be like, now take a load off, have a drink.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, you are right. We are interested in speaking with Madame Eva.
Yes.
Should we go?
You can.
So. Thank you for your hospitality, letting us into your camp like this. I guess we'll... He sort of looks at Casariel and Carla. I guess we'll just go through.
Yes. I think answers are near, hopefully.
Is the big tent on the other side of the campfire, or is it like around? Where would naturally one walk towards?
So you notice that in the grass there's a couple of like dirt paths, and one of them leads towards a rather large tent that has two big fires in front of it. It's closer to the water.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm just sort of
Yeah, as they're kind of...
Excuse me, pardon me.
As we're passing through, Carla's kind of like scanning around to see if she catches like a glimmer of anything interesting, of anyone who looks different than sort of the general populace.
Around the campfire, there's one gentleman which stands out a little bit because, for one, he has red hair where everyone else is like dark brown and black hair. He's I don't want to call him pompous by any means, but he's a rather big. He's a corpulent guy, but he is dressed in very fine clothes, and fine clothes come in different shapes and sizes. And this is the type of fine clothing that you wouldn't see on someone of nobility, but rather on like a high-end goods peddler. You know, one of those. We don't have cars in Barovia, but one of those high-end car salesmen.
His horse and cart's fine quality. Fine quality.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes. That kind of, yeah, like with the hat with the feather in it, like, beautiful.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Other than that, most people just look, yeah, I mean, they're people.
All right.
Just going to note down him and kind of make a mental note to maybe pop back and ask him what brings him around these people.
Yeah, anyone who like looks in our direction, anyone who makes eye contact, John's just gonna like nod to and good evening, and just keep walking past.
You get various responses from that. Some people nod back, some people give you a smile, some people will just watch you. So it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm. we're in their home essentially, so John's going to behave as a guest and not try to look threatening, and continue to walk.
All right.
He's going to look back at Casario as we're getting closer, because this has sort of been the goal of our travel for a while. Marissa, what does Casario like look like as she's getting closer?
Equal parts excited and terrified. As you turn around, she just meets your gaze and she's speechless. Like, we could walk in here and find out, she hopes, exactly what happened to her mother. Or we could find out something much, much more horrible. So she's just kind of following you blankly. She's not sure what to expect.
And he'll keep walking with her, knowing that.
If you approach the front of the tent, the flaps are open and light is shining through from the inside. There's a faint smell of incense coming from there as well.
John will sort of step aside and let Casario take the lead, ahead of him at least, because this is her.
I'll just take a deep breath and put my hand on his shoulder and smile and head in.
You've got this, Casario.
All right. You enter into the tent, and the first thing you notice is that in the middle of the tent is a large table. And on that table is a crystal ball. There's some cards. There's about 5 unoccupied seats, and at the very end of that table sits a old lady dressed in traveler's clothes. Silk, a lot of coins on a string across her many pieces of clothing that she wears. She looks like she's blind in one eye, like one eye is turned completely white, and the other eye is fixated on all 3 of you. And as you get in, she doesn't get up, she stays put. The only thing she does is she raises a hand and she says, "Enter. I've been expecting you. Please, sit down."
Kind of look at the other 2 and just make my way and take a seat.
I will take the seat opposite of Casario.
John's
Kind of nodding as she goes, like, excited. Go on.
Tentatively, he's going to look back. Is there any extra attention of any of the people that that are outside that he can see towards them?
None whatsoever. It seems like apparently it's normal that people go into this tent.
Okay, and with that, he'll move up to a seat and sit down.
All right. As you turn around and look outside, because you looked over your shoulder, right, to have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you did that, she keeps her eye focused on you, and she says, "John, it's all right. Sit down."
He's going to note that she knows his name, but he's not going to say anything. He's just sort of tentatively sit down.
She takes a moment to look at all three of you, and she says, "Long have you traveled. Dangers you have seen along the road. You seek answers. A lot of answers." She looks at Casariel. She says, "You most of all. Although," she looks over at Carla, "you have an inquisitive mind too. And for you, John, you know most things. And still you wonder. All three of you have questions, and I can do my best to answer them. My name is Madame Eva. Welcome to my camp."
Thank you. Madame Eva? You are right, of course. We've come with many questions.
We did
I
that
will-
coin cost thing. Sorry. And kind of hearing the silence will be like, should we do the coin cost thing? Who gets to go first?
I would defer to Casariel. He looks over at you. This has been you've been looking for these answers for years.
Yes.
As she said, I really don't have any questions.
I'm gonna shoot John a narrowed gaze.
She said, "I know everything."
Is there some formality that we should adhere to, or can we just ask?
You can ask. I will warn you, some questions I cannot answer. For as much as I would like it, I am a fortune teller, and I can see things. But what I can see, I have no grip on. Some questions I can answer. Some questions I can only answer with questions, and some questions are better left unanswered. But I will do my best to guide you, as, after all, I did invite you here with a reason.
Does Lungari work for you?
An interesting question that you would start off on, John, but Lungari is part of the Vistani. He does not work for me. He does not work for our tribe. He has matters elsewhere in Barovia.
Sorry. Let's. She talked about inviting us here. Sorry.
You knew our names. I do not mean to insult you by assuming you do not know what my question is. Do you know?
I know many things, Casariel. I know the question that lingers with you. I know the other questions that might linger with you. I know what you have come to seek from me. I know a lot of things about you. I know about you in the mirrors. I understand. Same goes with you, Carla. Inquisitive, as I mentioned. No stone left unturned, especially when you think a connection to one of the other planes might be there. How you cling to all your devices to find those answers to the great beyond. And the same thing can be said for you, John, even though you do not have the equipment. The questions about the great beyond still plague you as well. Your brother. Yes. I understand.
What do you know about James?
Oh.
He was a good man.
That's what a lot of people thought. Yeah, he was. He was a... How do you know about him?
I know about you. Knowing about you means knowing about him. You do carry the same name, don't you? He first and foremost, of course, but perhaps too large a gap will be left for you should he never come back. Difficult. Hard to see. But then the question remains, if you want to see him, you would have to leave this place. And I imagine that is one more question that you all have.
Yes.
A strange land this is that you have joined.
It is, and leaving it seems to be the end of the story. I want to know how people get trapped here. Why?
The lord of this land is shrouded in a lot of mystery. Some say he is a tyrant that keeps people here for his own amusement, to make sure that he is indeed a lord over all. For if you lock everyone up in one place and then call yourself a lord over it, nothing will change, right? But that is just one side of things. He was a loving man. He was in love. He would do anything for love. His heart almost bigger than his head. It's hard to see, but if you want to help someone, if you want to make sure that they are safe and that they have a good life, keeping someone safe is also locking them away, in a sense.
Said he was in love. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we've heard rumors of maybe a little bit of, how do I lightly put it, whoring of himself to the women of the town. He seems to draw in the prettiest, youngest thing towards him.
If you would live in the shadow of a lord in harsh conditions, and you would feel slighted that that happens to you and not to him, wouldn't you say that he is a bad man? Wouldn't you say that he is a murderer? Wouldn't you say that he whores himself out to give him a bad name just because he's not treating you well, or so you think? Not all stories are true. Maybe mine aren't either. I can only tell you what I tell you. Yes. The difference is, Carla, that those people say he is doing something that you don't know. I can tell you that the deerstalker hat that you're wearing was a precious gift from a good friend.
Yes, from my dear friend Lavender.
Yes,
Do you like it?
Lavender Cobblepot.
Yes. She's a politician within the city of Neverwinter. Most interested in it.
I know.
Do you read the Violet Gazette? Is that how you know, are you, as people say, a true seer?
The newspaper brings me less information than the cards. And that is why I brought you here. I know
reading?
things. Yes. A reading. If you want to find the answers that you seek, John, Casaria, Carla, then you will need to find certain things in this land. Oh, you're going to have to connect with the Lord of this land. You will need to talk to him. You will need to confront him. You will need to find out what it is that he wants with you, and to see how he will agree to release you from these lands. For that will give you your answers, and that will set you free from the boundaries of these lands. 5 tasks you will have to perform in order to do so. I can tell you what that is, if you're interested.
Always. Are we interested? Sorry.
I mean, with all due respect, he's going to look towards Casariel again and say, we came here for answers to questions, not for more. We're not here for.
You're looking for
for
your mother, Casariel. You want to know if she is even alive. Do you not?
Do I? Only if she is alive, of course. Yes, I want to know. Do you know?
I have spoken to your mother. It's been a little while, but I have. Your mother has been here. Your mother has asked me questions as well. Questions that were for her and not for you. I've guided her on her path, but it's been a while. And your question is if she is still here. She closes her eyes and takes out a deck of cards. She flips through them, puts them on the table, puts a hand over it, just pulls out one card. She raises it in front of her and she says, "Your mother is still here. Your mother is in Barovia."
I knew it. Is she all right? Is she safe?
That I can't tell. I know she is here. I don't know where. And I don't know why she is still here. But I know within the borders of Barovia, your mother still remains.
Alive?
I think so. But the cards are hazy on that. Maybe she is, maybe she isn't. Maybe she is for now. That is the best I can offer you on that.
Thank you.
Do you know where we could go to search for somebody, where someone might end up if they were a stranger in this land? Are there places where people normally end up? I don't.
Hiding in the village of Barovia, hiding in the city of Vallaki, in the dungeons of Castle Ravenloft, underneath the water of Lake Zarovich.
When you say that she's in Barovia, do you mean she's in the city of Barovia, where we just came from there, Casario?
The land, Barovia.
I'm sorry, did you just say underneath a lake?
Yes.
Not in it.
Are there caverns that go under? Did she mean like swimming?
I said what I said. That is all I can tell you. I say what I feel.
Insight check.
Me too, sometimes.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I just say what I feel. Sometimes you just got to get it out there, you know?
No, Carla buys this completely. That's a 3. That's a 3, 6.
You are hanging from her from her chafed lips.
That's specific.
She's
I
a
offer
very
up some
ugly old woman.
chapstick. So,
Lucia. Maybe it's a riddle we have to acknowledge. I believe her.
Interesting
This
that you
is-
say ritual. Because the 5 tasks that I foresee for you are not far from a ritual. You see, the lord of this land, be he good or evil, is up to you. And up to him.
It's up to his
And
body
up-
count. But
I'm trying to be serious here, Carla.
sorry.
That's funny.
My apologies, please. Sorry.
Yes.
It's been a while since
no,
I've
really-
kept company of others.
That was actually really funny. That is up to you, and up to him, and up to you and him to find out. But in order to confront him, you will need preparation for everything. And that preparation requires 5 tasks. If you have more questions, I am more than willing to answer them. If you don't have anything else, and you would like me to, I will perform a reading to find out what these tasks are and give you what information I can spare.
so I'm just... What, Casario?
We all have many questions, it seems. Madame Eva, I don't know if you know this, but my mother met my father here. And
Your father was a paladin, wasn't he?
yes, I don't know much about him, but did you meet him?
No, I did not meet your father. He came with your mother to this camp, but he dared not enter, saying that my gift was against what he believed in.
Do you practice necromancy?
Do I, Paladin?
I don't know. I mean, if someone else, If someone else thought that she might be evil, I don't know.
Do you, Paladin?
Do I practice necromancy? Of course not. That would be against Selune's teachings and also pretty creepy.
Against everything. Will be against everything you believe in.
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, last necromancer I saw, vowed never to work with him again.
And yet, you might.
Oh, I'm sorry. I won't.
Anything else?
She never answered my question. I'm concerned.
Yes, that was just the beginning of my question, actually. My mother, well, she had me in Neverwinter, so she got out of here. Do you think she? Well, then she disappeared. See, do you think she made a deal of some sort?
Carla, you consider yourself an investigator. Yet,
Yes.
Cassariel wouldn't do
Good
bad
point.
for one either. Your skills of deduction are just like your mother.
I feel like I'm missing something. What is... Sorry, what does she mean?
My mother was here, and you can't leave here. She had to get out of here somehow. She didn't want to have me here, John. I just don't know what deal she made. Leave.
Darkness shrouds that answer, I cannot tell you.
You've mentioned that Strahd is the key to getting out of here.
Yes.
I kind of glances over at Cassariel having her moment and tries to distract the room so she can have her moment. He's the key, and these tasks are to what? Further his goals? Impress him?
That depends on the way of fulfillment of your tasks, on him, and on you. The journey will be long, and choices will be made. And those choices will determine the outcome of your question.
Understandable. But out of curiosity, just pure speculation and theory, she kind of looks up and looks down, remembering he is the ancient, he is the land. If Strahd were to be indisposed, which is not going to happen, of course, I personally just want to find out everything that's happening here, and not... This is entirely speculation. If he were to be indisposed, what would happen to the land of Barovia?
If you were to die?
You really need me to answer that, detective?
Suppose I don't. I suppose that's all the answer that I need. Very well.
You're a smart cookie.
Is there some lineage, so wait, indisposed, die, right? What do you... Is there a lineage?
Oh yes, does he have any family?
Yes.
You said he was in love once. Did he have children?
He has family. A big family.
So there would be an heir.
Here. Both here and beyond.
What?
Your lot, they move freely between here and out there.
Yes.
You have a deal with him as well, I presume.
Yes, we do. I am convinced that has been shared with you before you came here.
Yes, but what... Do you feel indebted to this deal? Indebted to him? Is there no freedom once you are part of Barovia, even with agreements? And I kind of look at Cassariel a tiny bit before glancing back to see, trying to gauge mostly how solid the agreement her mother might have made would have been. That's my goal out of this question, if that helps you a little bit, more than trying to recall back to previous lore.
Madame Eva will answer it how she sees fit. But I commend you the fact that you're trying to steer the answer.
No, just wanted to clarify so that you don't think I'm stupid and not listening to you.
No. I get that. You're an inquisitive reporter. Of course you're going to ask questions like that. It's perfectly fine. My dear Carla, what is freedom to you?
Going where I want, looking where I want, poking my nose. Any place I want to. That's freedom. Doing things on my own terms. What's
John?
freedom to you?
John, what is freedom to you?
Enjoying life. Feeling the sun on my skin and the grass on my back and laughter of my friends.
Sariel, what is freedom to you?
Do you know, Madame Eva, it's so very difficult for me to recall emotions. It's almost impossible. Freedom is... I don't know. Freedom? Perhaps I'll know when I feel it.
One simple question. 3 friends? 3 different answers. So what is freedom? If we go with your answer, Carla, being able to go wherever you want. You wake up this morning, you go on the road, you want to visit me. You go on the road, you visit me. After you're done here, you might want to stay with us, you might want to camp out in the woods. And then you sleep. You've had your 24 hours. You've done what you wanted. Is that freedom?
Yes.
So, are you free?
Currently, I'm worried about a time when I stop feeling that need to leave.
And that is why the 5 tasks that I foresee for you will help you when that time comes.
These tasks, you've been so kind in giving us information. What is it you would have us do?
Do you want me to consult the cards?
I'm ready to hear what they have to say.
John sort of like nods. He's disappointed because they came here for information and now they got a job.
Information.
Madame Eva moves the crystal ball aside and puts a cloth over the table in front of you. From the side of the table, she takes a deck of cards, which coincidentally your DM has as well. For those of you watching, by the way, this is a very tense moment for me as a DM because 1, I need to actually do something other than just clicking things. And secondly, I have no clue what's going to get out of this. So let's see.
We're all very excited. Except for John, who's probably picking at the tassels at the end of this.
It's working. Madame Eva grabs the cards and holds them up in front of you. And she says, these cards may very well hold the fate, not of you, but of an entirety of people. Or just you three. That we will see. 5 tasks I have for you. 5 different tasks. All for one goal. 3 are objects you will need to find in your pursuit to save yourselves and so many others. 1 is an ally who will help you on your way. And 1 is the task that you will have to do with the Lord of this land. She takes all the cards in her hands. There seem to be about 40 of them. And she shakes, cuts, and cutting is the right word for that, right? She cuts all the cards a couple of times. Face down, of course, because she can't see what's happening.
Fishing or fighting zombies, fishing or fighting zombies, fishing or fighting zombies. No whammy.
Nothing sporty, please.
Yeah.
Beer drinking contest. Beer drinking contest.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Pie eating contest. Haha, I've got you now.
Anything but running. Anything but running.
Yeah. This armor is heavy.
Difficult and convoluted. Difficult and convoluted.
Oh, shut up.
All right. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
No, but let's do this.
That's exactly how I feel. I don't know if, like, hang on. Let me just...
It's like a heart with a crown and a sword.
By the way, that doesn't correspond to the picture in-game, but I have written down what the correspondence are.
Cool. Are you going to describe them as you draw them, or all,
yes.
all at the end?
No, I'm going to describe them as I draw.
Awesome.
And I quickly need to have my notes.
I always thought of drawing cards as like a Pictionary style game, which would be horrible because I never know what I was doing.
There we are. This card? Here we go. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your task and your adversary. The card shows a priest standing reverently with one hand in the air. She looks at the card and she says, "You will find what you seek in the castle, amid the ruins of a place of supplication." She puts the card aside. And she takes the second card. And that is that one. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. I see a fallen house guarded by a great dragon,
look to its highest peak.
And
Hmm?
have any of you ever seen a dragon?
Never, I mean, stories, but I heard of one down south of Neverwinter. I was plaguing an area at one point. John sort of clutches his, the holy symbol, the crescent moon, a little bit closer when he hears about the powerful holy symbol.
Yep.
Creepy ass
This
cards.
card. This card is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of light. What you seek lies in a pile of treasure beyond a set of amber doors. She puts the card aside. Those are the items you will need to obtain if you wish to stand any chance in finding the answers that you seek. She moves to the fourth card that is closest to the three of you. Oh God.
That's a great reaction.
What? What does that mean?
Our ally, right?
This card sheds light on who will help you in battle against darkness. The card shows the very mist of this land, shrouding vision. But your allies, not unlike the mist, can be everywhere. All they need is leadership. Amongst them, one in particular will help you surely. Vistana wanders this land alone, searching for her mentor. She does not stay in one place for long. Seek her out at a place of worship near the borders of the realm. Her hand moves to the middle card in between the four cards, and she says, "This card might be the most important of all. For this card will tell you when and where you will have to face your biggest fear. Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. The Broken One haunts the tomb of the man he envied above all. This is what I can give you. No more, no less.
Madame Eva, did I hear you right in saying that we needed to seek out the Lord of this land, and that would be before the tasks?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I think you mentioned we needed to seek out the Lord of this land, to ask him questions about these 5 tasks, perhaps? Or would that be after we completed the tasks?
That is a question I cannot answer for you. You have met with him before, have you? I can see it. You've seen him.
We have seen him. He had no interest in us.
Yes.
Was that the guy who killed Ismark? He's gonna whisper to Katara.
Yes.
Oh.
Talk with him you will. On multiple occasions. You will find him, or he will find you.
That makes it easier.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a holy symbol, a sword, and something within the castle. A piece of history that we need to find.
A place. Oh yes, piece of history. Sorry, I wrote supplication place.
I also.
He's got basically like a scratch note that he's just like scrawling into, and it just says supplication place, good sword, holy symbol, dragon house. That's it. That's all the useful information.
We also need to find a vistana. Was she part of your clan or a different one?
She's not part of any clan.
Lone wolf. Interesting. Okay. And finally, the broken one. Grave that we have no clue where it is or who he envies.
Perhaps
I
there's
can only
somewhere.
tell you what I see. The rest you will have to find on your own.
Is there somewhere with a library or a center of learning here in Barovia?
The castle holds an extensive study, as does Saint Andal. There's a bookshop in Vallaki.
Heading that way, I believe.
Those are the ones I know.
Does Vallaki have a reeve or a parish or any form of place of worship that we can go to learn more about this place?
Yes. A church. Better kept than the one in Barovia.
There was a church in Barovia?
We were in the church in Barovia.
Oh, right. The place that was smashed to hell.
Yes.
Sorry.
Memory eludes you, John.
It didn't really leave an impression, I suppose.
What, did the man getting his neck snapped there not leave something of...
Oh, I was
behind.
thinking about the singing and that marvelous little instrument you had. Never mind.
Yours if you want it.
I do. Later, perhaps. Yes, sorry. No.
Madame Eva, thank you for your time. Is there something we can do for you in exchange for your information?
Find what I foresaw and find your answers. As I said, you might find answers for yourself. You might find absolution for yourself. You might find a lifetime friend for yourself. But maybe for more than just yourself. That is all I ask.
I already found a lifetime friend. Brought her with me.
I didn't think we were that close. Oh, yes, sorry.
It's like a love-hate, you know.
She's like my sister.
That is one way of putting it, John.
You're right. I suppose it's time for us to leave.
Transportation. I mean, we're going to need a way to get around Barovia. You wouldn't happen to have horses to spare so that we could finish our tasks faster?
The horses we have are not for sale, but perhaps you might talk with our tradesman and see if he has something. His name is Petra.
Petra. This has been delightfully informative.
Yes, we'll ask for Petra, I suppose. Thank you for having us and for talking with us and bringing up some personal subjects. I suppose we'll be on our way now? Sort of tentatively gets up.
She just eyes all three of you.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. And I'll just head out after John.
He's gonna put his hand on Casario's back and sort of like, you know, he's there for her kind of deal.
Just before Carla goes, she looks towards Madame Eva and she says, You're a true seer, aren't you? The ones that bullshit tend to give more definite answers.
You have an inquisitive mind, detective.
Tell me.
Do you like ghost stories?
I love them.
Sorry.
Is it happening?
That got me. That got me pretty good.
Tell me, you've probably seen many travelers come through here? People locked within the mist?
Yes.
These cards, these items, these people, do they all point towards failure, as they did for other groups?
I only foresee the goal, not the outcome. If you want to see the outcome of the others, look for the green light in Barovia.
Light.
You've already seen it.
Have I?
Near the church.
Oh, yes. Oh, I have to go back. Figure it. Oh. Oh, I do love a mystery. Okay, I'll join my group, but thank you. And I'll
Welcome.
rush out of the tent.
Before you do, Madame Eva also wanted to ask one more thing. But apparently she's already long gone.
Oh.
Because just popped out of her chair. I wanted to ask something of her.
John's like straight up right next to the first person he sees. Do you know where Petra is? We were told to speak to Petra. Just
Retconning that, you know.
That is probably the person that is standing over here near the hay. And he will point you to it. But Casario's back.
But yeah, Casario's back. But John basically just walked away after consoling Casario, and then he's gone.
Right. Before Casario, before you walk out, just when you're like on the doorstep, if you will, Madame Eva raises her hand, and you feel her doing that. Like your back is turned to her, but you feel her doing that. Do you turn around?
Yes.
As you turn around, she looks at you and she says, "If you truly miss your mother, you will find her in more places than one. Do remember that, child."
Oh God, that's horrifying.
Find her in every place, Madame Eva. Thank you. Truly. Thank you. If ever you need us, anything, I am in your debt. And she brushes off that emotion nonsense and walks out the door.
You walk back out of the tent, and the people around the fire have started playing some music just to get through the night.
I'm so sorry.
A little bit more liveliness in there. For what?
I took that in a whole different manner. Like, if you truly miss your mother, she's going to be over there and over there and over there. It's like pieces
like a lamb to the slaughter, right?
No, like a pieces of her. I was like, oh my God, that's
Disembodied, yeah. I also
No. That's how I took it too. That's how I took it too.
The whole Joker moment is like,
maybe
depending on the time,
maybe
she could be in one place or several.
Yeah. The answer can be taken in so many different ways.
Oh God!
So as you walk out of the tent, as I said, some music has started up around the campfire. Just to, it's getting a little later at night, so people want to have some music to accompany their drinking. So some violins and whatnot have started playing around the campfire.
You know where we can find Petra? We were told to find Petra. Talk to something about merchants.
The vistani that you walk towards is just tending to some hay and whatnot for the horses, and he looks up and he says, "That guy over there," and he points at the red-headed dude.
Immediately walks away from thanks, and just walks over.
Can I tell the source of the violin or the music?
It's spread around the camp, but there's a couple of people with musical instruments in their hands. So there's a person leaning against one of the carriages playing a violin. A little further ways away, someone else is joining in as well. So it's pretty spread around, but it is concentrated around the fireplace, basically. So it's not all the way at the other side. It is relatively faint, but it's still there.
John walks up to Petra and then realizes he doesn't really know what they're trying to buy, and he looks at Carla. He's like, "Is him?"
Oh, yes. Carla Lalacart, pleasure to meet you. You must be Petra, yes? And I hold out my hand for him.
He looks over his shoulder and you see this really tiny hand coming over his shoulder. Hi, Petra. Nice to meet you.
Oh, you do handshakes here. Wonderful. So, we were talking to Madame Eva a little bit, and we have these tasks to complete. But some of them sound as if they might be some journey away. I was wondering if you would know where to acquire transportation, such as horses and maybe carts.
We don't currently sell horses around here. Forgive me. My traveling my traveling experience is pretty solemn, and I have my horse, I have my cart. I don't do horses. It's difficult business getting them from one place to another. You see, with the wolves in the woods and whatnot, so I am just by myself. If you want to acquire horses, perhaps in Kresk, perhaps in Vallaki.
We were going there.
Probably not in Vallaki, but you can try. Over at the inn. Perhaps the inn, they might have a couple of horses left that they want to get rid of, from other adventurers.
That's not ominous.
Perhaps... No. Outside of Vallaki, there is also another Vistani camp. What they are doing, I do not know, of course. But perhaps they might be selling a horse or two.
We could. Okay. Now, are you a merchant of some sort? Do you just stick within the camp?
Oh, no, I am a traveling merchant indeed. My name is Petra, and you might be?
Carla Lalacott?
Carla.
Yes, I'm a journalist.
It's the drinks. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I'm a journalist, and we do plan on wandering around for resources. Well, not for resources, for these items that we need to find, but are there resources that you'd like that if maybe we came back with, you would buy from us? Horses are not cheap animals to come across.
If you're asking if I'm wealthy enough to get certain things off of your hands, it all depends on what you're buying, but I'm always interested in more peculiar items. See, just the average tinderbox or backpack is something that is just a little too minor for me. I prefer to peddle the more upscale items. Expensive. Magical.
Oh, like this one. And I'm going to take off the ring of minor illusion and hand it over to him. And I'm like, give it a whirl. Imagine something in your mind. It'll create an image of it.
He takes the ring. Do you allow him to take the ring?
I let him take the ring, but I keep a solid eye on it.
Sure. He looks at it from both sides. He says, pretty simple craftsmanship, but definitely magical. Something illusionary, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Casts sort of a faint illusion. We saw it create an image of itself when we were first looking for it. But would this be something of use to you?
For 50 gold, I would be able to purchase this from you.
I'll take it. I hold up my hand.
Done.
Done and done.
Right. You get 50 gold for that.
Ooh.
Other than magical items, there is one more vice that I like myself that is hard to come by these days, which I do pride
it's
myself on if I can find it.
John is more than willing, I'm sure.
What was that? He's over drinking a thing. Wait, what?
He looks John up and down and he says, well, perhaps we can discuss that. But
What are we discussing? Do you have armor? What?
Never mind, darling. Yes.
It's delicious.
perhaps you've sampled the wines of this land, yes?
They're quite good.
Yes. Which wines have you had, if I may ask, Carla?
The one that is brewed, well, wherever. Do you know that tavern within Barovia's village, the village of Barovia, the only one there?
Of the Pine Tavern, yes.
Yes, the wine that they hold there, the one cask that they seem to have. It's quite good.
Grape mash number 2. Yes, it's better than nothing, but it's not exactly luxury wine. I'm more of a champagne man myself. And unfortunately, champagne is hard to come by. Especially nowadays, now that the winery is starting to have some troubles, it seems. Less and less wine gets moved out of there, but it makes the bottles of champagne all the more valuable. If you can perhaps find a bottle of champagne du Lestomp, I would be willing to pay you 500 gold pieces for one.
Ooh. I will certainly try.
That's practically 10 rings.
You said that the winery was having issues. Who owns the one winery in Barovia?
It's called the Wizard of Wine. And the family that owns it, I haven't seen them for a long time. They deliver to all the bars and inns across Barovia, but predominantly to Vallaki and Kresk as they are closer by.
Okay.
I haven't seen them on the road for a long time. And the wine is drying up in the cities.
And we can't have that. I mean, no wine, no happy people, and there's already a great deficit of happiness within this land.
Oh yes, but deficits create opportunity, opportunity creates money.
Businessman? Oh, you would kill it in Neverwinter. I live just above a market. I can hear people like you all day long, but you've got a certain style.
Neverwinter is too cold for me. I don't like it.
Strange descriptor. But... yes, I will keep an eye out for that champagne, and say if we went and figured out what was going on with this winery, if this family that owns it would also pay handsomely for problems to be solved. Are they the type, or do they hate outsiders?
They are practical people that want to pursue their business if anything else. I'm pretty sure that if they've run into trouble, that they would be happy to get your services. I don't see any issue there.
Good to know.
Of course, it is not my place.
Little intel never hurts. Thank you, this has been incredibly lucrative. I'm going to give him like a little wink and then head off towards wherever John is, and I'm going to hand him his tambourine. I'm like, you should join in with the music.
Fantastic. He's gonna find a place near someone playing music and just sort of like, excuse me, pardon me, and then start playing off tempo.
I was gonna like drink a glass of wine and watch him with just pure fondness.
Yes.
As you sit down around the campfire, like, and Carly, you want to like sit with the other people?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to just park up next to someone.
You're immediately like the one next to you will assess you like you're a little small, like aren't you a child? And then they notice that you're in fact not, and they will hand you a skin of wine so you can join.
Oh, excellent. I'm going to go as far away from John as possible and kind of head towards Casariel and sort of take a seat around there.
Why?
What about you, Casariel?
Oh, I want to watch you do your thing. You're doing amazing.
As you guys were talking to Petra, Sariel kind of wandered towards the source of the music. And everyone who was playing an instrument, she sort of listens and I know this tune. Sounds so familiar. She's just saying it to the people that are playing.
They just continue playing.
So as Carly comes back over, she'll say, how did the negotiations go? Did you find us some horses?
No, not yet, but I did get us some money to possibly buy horses, which is incredibly useful. Yeah, so apparently if we go to Vallaki, we might find some left behind by adventurers, or we head to Kresk, where I believe for sure they might have some. I also may have struck up a bit of a deal with Mr. Petra as well. If we come across a very fancied bottle of champagne, we might be able to get a lot of gold out of it, and
Not what we found in the Dust Mansion, right? There was something thing.
I believe he called it mash number 3.
No. Yes, that's what we found. And
Yes, that would be the wine of the village of Barovia. It seems to be common, but he's looking for champagne. You know,
right.
Something du stomp, or I don't know. I did write it down somewhere, but I'll keep an eye out of it. More importantly, there's a winery, and only one place does wine in Barovia. They seem to be having trouble. We could maybe wander there, give them a bit of help, and garner allies. Then I know this might seem very directionless to you. You just found out that your mother is here.
It's everywhere, apparently. So I have everywhere to look.
I mean, it's a start.
Sure. I think information, perhaps. There's quite a bit of information missing. But I'm gonna stop, and I'm looking over at John. What do I see him doing?
John,
as we're discussing.
John's slapping the shit out of a tambourine.
John is
slap in the face.
He's looking kind of frustrated at the people around him because they can't seem to keep time to his, music. They're not. It's like you're going too slow. Oh, faster.
I think he's found a new passion.
To the
Does he have any hobbies outside of this? I mean,
he's really good at hitting things. Also, practicing hitting things and, strategizing hitting things.
If you break that, I will murder you, John.
Noted.
That was a gift.
Right, of course.
gift.
Yes, I'm not going to break
Careful.
it. These things are indestructible. They're drums. They're made to be hit.
Oh, he's going to break it.
Roll me a strength check, John.
Oh God, no!
It's built for a halfling. That way.
All right, I got a 14 plus 2. I got a 16.
You totally punch a little hole in it.
He starts looking around to see if anyone else has a tambourine.
There's a couple being played at the moment.
So there are there any that are like any instruments laying unused by anybody?
Sure, there's a harmonica.
Mm-hmm. Oh God. Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
He's going to walk up to one of the people playing the tambourines, like tap their shoulder and say, "I'm sorry, it seems like you've dropped this. You have mine."
Give that John, and she's going to straight over to him. She's like, "When I said it was a gift, I didn't mean from me to you. It's a gift. I got this as a gift. Even if it's broken, I still want it."
I was gonna get you a new one. Never mind. I'm sorry. Carry on. And he walks back with her kind of dejectedly. You see, the bells still work.
I take it and I flip it around and I show him the inside of it where engraved is "To my dearest friend Carla, love, lavender copper pot."
That'll buff right out.
Do you recognize this song? Just me.
Does John have any recollection of this song?
No.
No? Sounds pretty good. They can't hold a tune at all, though, so.
I swear.
You recognize it?
I know this
How
song.
familiar is it to you, Casario?
It sounds like something she heard in her childhood. It sounds like, you know how like you hear something or you see something, you're like, oh my god, yeah, I watched that or I heard that a million times when I was a kid, but I haven't thought of it since I was really little. So it just all of a sudden is back into existence in the world.
I'm just thinking, it's a Chuck E. Cheese melody now.
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Okay, that's too old for me.
No, I was thinking like Care Bears. Like Care Bears, baby.
Whatever. No, stuff like that. Yeah, so she, like, something she hasn't thought about since she was a child. I know the words to this. There are words. There are definitely words, but I can't recall them. Anyway.
I suppose it's getting dark. Do you think we should ask them if we can camp alongside their camp just for protection? I mean, the wolves in the woods are still a threat.
Creepy grave digging doctors apparently around as well.
Daskaloo.
Did we hear the name actual Daskaloo from the Grave Robbers?
No, they just mentioned the doctor. But you've seen his name in a letter in the death house.
Right.
The MO is similar as well.
So you ask the Vistani if you can camp here as well?
Yeah. Like, not necessarily in their place, but like alongside it.
The Vistani smile at you and they say, you are welcome to stay here. We have some place for you to sleep. If you are okay with sharing one tent, then you can take one of our tents.
That's actually very hospitable of you. You don't know Lungari, do you?
We asked. He's from a different clan.
Yeah, Eva said that. I want to see what he said.
Lungari?
Yeah.
Who do you ask, by the way?
The guy who said we can have or the person who said you can have a tent.
All right. That would be the lady that you're standing next to.
Okay.
Lungari.
Yeah. Stole all our stuff a little while ago.
Stole, you said? No.
Of course. What?
No, doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry.
He's gonna hold his stuff a little bit closer to him. He's like, I guess we're staying here for the night. To Carla and Casero.
It's a bad shout, numbers and all that, but I think this time we should take watches.
Agreed. I guess, yeah, we're Casero.
Right.
No, well, we could get more information about Barovia out of other people here if we want.
All these people think you can't leave. I still think that everybody's crazy.
John.
What? They're talking about tying ropes to themselves and walking into the forest. It's nuts.
John, I have to tell you something.
Yes. You want to tell me in the tent so we can talk privately?
Yeah, sure. Yep, sure.
Yep. Go in the tent.
The Vistani woman leads you towards the other campfire. There's a little bit more to the west of this camp. And she says, this tent is currently unoccupied. Feel free to hunker down here.
Thank you very much.
Carlo will let them sort of have their private moment and sort of sit down.
Before you go, the song they're playing, what is it called?
Who do you ask? The Vistani?
The one that just showed us to our tent, yeah. As she's leaving, I just catch her.
She says it's called In the Darkness.
Thank you.
It's a fairly
Beautiful.
ominous name. Although, actually, I like it. I just realized John is a paladin of midnight. Of course, he's into the darkness. Damn it!
Need to get the album. Yeah.
I shot myself in the foot on that.
Oh, which tin is it? The one right to our right here?
The one that I opened up. Yeah.
It's over to the left, far left.
Oh, I see. Okay. Got it.
So just imagine, just
Let me direct you in. There
sleep over. We're just all gonna be looking up at the tent cloth and just chatting.
I thought they were going to have like a private chat. That's why Carla was going to stay out by the tent.
I didn't want
them in that case
to hear me. No, Carla's like, this is relevant to her.
She's assumed it's a private chat.
Sure.
She's off chatting to someone now.
Are you
drinking?
Okay, I guess she'll come by when she's ready to turn in for the night. But you were wanting to tell me something.
Yeah, I think she wanted to give us a moment. I don't know how to tell you this. When we left the mansion with Ungari, I was blinded. You know, like I all I could see was my mother. I just saw her as my chance, to see my mother, to find her. And you know how much that means to me.
Of course. That's why we're here. I support this. I want to help you find answers if that's even possible.
She's gonna just take his hands and say, I knew we couldn't leave once we came here.
Just because everyone tells you something, that doesn't make it true.
Mad?
I mean, of course, no, we ran from some wolves. I mean, it's going to be difficult we're going to have to find a road, but we'll be able to. Everybody says you can't leave. That's silly.
John. My mother's journal.
Yes.
Remember? If she could leave here, she would.
The one that she left to you in Neverwinter, where she had been?
I'm glad you're not mad, because I really thought you'd be really pissed. So I'm glad you're not mad. No. That's great, And she'll just kind of, okay, well, that's a load off my chest. I've been thinking about that for a really long time, and I wasn't sure how to tell you. So, whew.
Nothing to be mad about. I mean, we're here to find answers. You've been looking for this for so long, and I want you to find out. And once we find the answers, and if we find your mother, that would be even more amazing. If we find her here, and we can take her back, and we can all go to Neverwinter and show the other Silver Star, the most decorated priestess that ever came out of there.
You're not mad that I knowingly brought you to a land that was super dangerous, that I knew we couldn't leave, maybe ever?
He sort of hefts the weapon he's been holding and goes, we'll find a way. Like I said, we only need to find a good road, and if we have to make our way through some wolves.
John Varenthal, you are something else. As ever.
Thank you, I guess.
Anyway, where did that collar get off to? I'm gonna peek my head out.
What are you doing?
I park up next to this guy because he looks distinctly a little bit different. I'm like, so it's the coolest shit you've seen in Barovia.
He takes a liking to you because you are something else, and I believe I reiterated this a couple of times during this adventure already. But you have to remember, the people of Barovia come in basically two flavors, right? There's just the Barovians, which are the normal town folk and the people you meet here and there. They're pretty drab, they're pretty boring, they're pretty dull, they're pretty scared. And then there's the Vistani, which is the other
flavor to people here, who are lively and like dressed in colorful silks, and there's a certain liveliness to them. But those are really the only two flavors of people that you will find in Barovia. And then there's you guys, who you're not Vistani, you're definitely not Barovian, but you do bring life to a place. You look different, you sound different, and if anything, and this goes especially for you, Carla, most of the people here are human. You are not. And that is just, in and of itself, just very entertaining for people. And you carry yourself well. Like, you love holding a conversation. You just prop up next to someone and be like, hey, so, how's it going? The Vistani love that. So this guy has taken an interest in you, not in that way, but like, he's just having a very active conversation with you. Really enjoying the fact that you're here and sharing his wine with you. So I just wanted to put that out there. What do you want to ask him?
What's the coolest shit you've seen in Barovia? Like,
right.
This place is what I've seen. There's wonders here, but they're hidden.
I've lived here pretty much all my life, but I can imagine for you that is a little different. From an outsider perspective, the March of the Dead would be quite a sight to see.
March of the Dead?
Oh, yes.
What's that?
You hear off in the distance, what?
I am not sure if I should tell you while you're being sober. Have another sip of your wine.
I'll take another sip. I take another sip, just to really get in there.
What are you?
Drunk.
I'm an investigator. A journalist.
Well, yes, but like, you don't come to these lands accidentally. What are you really? What are you looking for?
Anything interesting. Life's
Yes.
dull.
Exactly. You're looking for adventure, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You and thousands upon thousands before you. You're not the first, and you're probably also not the last. Those who wander in from the lands beyond, I hate to break it to you, but they usually don't last. They perish to the wolves, to the dangers, to the spiders, to the death of this land. But when you die in Barovia, you're still in touch with this place. Every night, at the stroke of midnight, those who have come here looking for answers and adventure and treasure rise up from their graves, tortured spirits and all, and as one massive army, they march on the castle once more, marching all the way up to its courtyard and then dropping into the murky depths of the castle every single night. I would be selling tickets for it, to be honest, if there weren't such a small audience every single time.
Oh, it does sound like quite a light show. Very interesting.
Quite so, yes.
So not even in death you can escape this place. Unless you're Vistani, of course.
I guess so.
Takes like a sip of her wine and sort of starts like teetering the conversation along in more like nicer direction. She's like, oh, well, I've never seen a March of the Dead, but I did see, and she describes one of her lighter ghost stories, a haunted house, a mausoleum, that ends in hilarity more than anything else. but in the back of her head, she kind of thinks, trapped. We're trapped.
So he listens to your story with enthusiasm, and at some point he looks at you for a couple of seconds and he says, "So, forgive me for asking this, but how old are you again?"
103.
Oh, I see.
I just turned it, I mean. For how old are you?
27.
You're a baby. Oh my.
Yes. Anyways, we should probably go and get to bed. You to yours and me to mine, of course. I mean,
Of course.
yes. Yes. You do and sleep well, and say hi to your friends.
Of course. Thank you for the wine and the company. And I'm going to give his little shoulder a pat. And then I'm going to head off towards the tent. Again in my head, just trapped. We might genuinely be trapped. So I walk towards there.
What?
Before she gets there, I'm like, do you think maybe I should tell Kala? You were okay with it, but maybe she wouldn't be, I mean, she seemed happy to be here, but...
Tell Carla what?
About the fact that I knew that we'd be trapped here, and I didn't tell you both.
I still think it's silly that you're buying into that. I mean, just everybody's been saying that. She won't believe that silly, not that nonsense.
Hey, Carla! Hi! Where have you
Hello.
been? Yeah, we were talking about you.
Chatting, having wine,
Ah.
socializing,
Oh,
intel
good.
gathering.
Oh, did you learn anything new?
I might have. That event that everyone seems to be talking about that happens at midnight, that green glow over the church, I think I may have figured out what it was. It's a thing called the March of the Dead. Did your mother's journal mention anything about it?
She immediately looks.
Wait, what?
The March of the Dead.
The journal says nothing about Madame Eva at all. Strangely.
Interesting.
I'll look, but I don't think so. Never heard that before.
It's this event that seems to happen where people like us who were brought in here by probably Lingari and whoever came before Lingari, when they die, they don't, not even in death are they free. Their souls remain. They raise up from the dead and they march on the castle.
Did you just say that people who've died here in Barovia at midnight, they are their souls?
I think they're souls, though I'm not sure. Apparently they rise from their graves and march on the castle every single night, and then they drop down. Nothing there.
Father would be among them.
Your father died in here.
Yes,
Last night.
he died before my mother got out.
Oh,
About what time is it? Is
It's hard to tell, but you guys are very much in tune with the moon. It is a cloudy night, but you do see the moon. Your assessment would be that it's nearing midnight.
Sean's gonna have a real tight hold of this weapon.
I don't know if it's here that it happens. I think it's closer to the castle, but
I mean, where does it? How do they? Is it just where they're buried? They get up and go? Or what?
I think from their graves their souls rise. But the important thing about that is, if that is true, then if any of us dies here, we can't be guaranteed a normal afterlife.
Hearsay.
Whatever that is.
Selune will guide us back.
For your sake, I hope she does. For mine, I don't think my spirit would be particularly happy being trapped in one place. I don't plan, but...
Carla, if you die here, I'll bring you back to Neverwinter. I'll make sure of it.
Appreciate it.
In his
You can get some of... I'll make sure to pen part of my will that something goes to you.
He feels like that's comforting, but, I mean...
when you tambourine, you know.
When you die, I will make sure that you get back to... Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's comforting to her.
Okay.
I think we're on the same wavelength of like a little bit like unhinged there.
Cool.
I'm like, yes, of course I'll die. Hopefully not here.
All right, do you want to get some sleep?
Yes, let's do watches.
All right. How do you want to do your watch?
Oof, okay.
John will stay up 4 hours. However you want to arrange the watches, that's up to you guys.
Okay, so if we need 8 hours, this always confuses me. If we need 8 hours and there's 3 of us, do we all need 8 hours? Yes, right?
So
Okay.
rules is written says that a long rest is 8 hours. It says nothing about what you need. So what I usually say is that if you get anywhere around 6 hours, I will count that as a full sleep. So if you take watches like that, 2 and 2 and 4, for example, or 2 and 2 and 2, you should be fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll do like 2.5 each.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Carla's going to take first watch. She's going to stay up and write a little bit into her account of the tales in Barovia before heading to bed.
It's probably going to be uncomfortable, but John is not comfortable disarming and disarmoring himself in this place, so he's going to try as best he can to make himself comfortable and lay down in his chainmail.
Okay.
Like,
Fair as that is.
Can he get comfortable? Like that would be a question of if he like lays down in whatever way he can with the cushions or whatever. Can he feel like he's going to be like up all night? It's not going to let him sleep. Because if that's the case,
no, these are good furs, and like, you know, as much as this is just a tent, right? The beds themselves that they have here are better than the stuff that you carry around. Like what you have is the simplest of simple because you're wearing it on a backpack.
Right.
These beddings that they have over here come from a wagon, so they're a little bit more, you know, heavy and whatnot. So they're better. As such, even with chainmail, it's not the most comfortable, but you're a trained soldier, right? Like you're used to worse, so I'll allow it as a long rest.
Awesome. Because yeah, he's not super comfortable. He doesn't want to lose all his stuff again. You let his guard down once.
All right. With the division that you said, what's the follow up, by the way? Like, who wants to go first, second, third in watch?
First.
I'll go second.
I'll stay up the rest of the night.
All right. I will say that all three of you will get a long rest, so feel free to apply that. And speaking of rest, I would also suggest that we take our short break. Yeah. Yes. Welcome back. We just hung out in the live chat for a second and had some fun over there. And speaking of our rest, the characters also had a rest. We just took a long rest. Well, you guys took a long rest. I didn't. Because GMs never sleep. But all three of you took a long rest. You took turns, just keeping awake, just to make sure. The Vistani kept you, like, you know, just in your tent. They didn't really do anything. The music died down at some point outside, and it seems everyone, at least most of the people, got some sleep in.
So all three of you, I don't know if you did that, but if not, you can apply your long rest to your character sheet.
I don't think we did anything since our last long rest.
I did a spell.
Either,
Yeah, I did a charm person.
Okay, never mind. Yeah. I stand corrected.
So reset is reset. Couple of things I want to go over before it means next morning. All three of you need to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Don't fuck me up. Don't fuck me up.
Natural 20.
Okay, you're fine.
I wish I probably should have saved that. I like hate when you get excited about a natural 20 on something you don't know what it is, because then you're like, is that a good piece of luck or not?
John is really restless. He got a 5.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 1, but as a halfling, I have a lucky trait, so I'm gonna re-roll.
I'm gonna be a total dick and say you're asleep, so you don't get that. But like, let's go ahead.
With my re-roll or with the 1? What did you say?
What's the re-roll?
The re-roll is an 11. It's not great.
Nope. All right, so Casariel, you have a relatively okay night. Like one of those semi-dreamless sleeps. You feel a bit, I'd say almost a bit jostled, but other than that, you do sleep well. Carla, 2 things for you. 1, you don't sleep that well. You can still apply your long rest, so that doesn't change anything. But you vividly image this grandeur green light with rows upon rows of the dead in armor and with weaponry marching somewhere in the mist. You wake up after your long rest, and you don't feel too terrible, but you feel a little different. And for today, it seems that all the skill checks that you're going to try to do today will have disadvantage.
Okay.
John, you had a very restless sleep. You felt almost as if, and it's not you would say that it's your chainmail, but it isn't. You had a very restless sleep. It was dreamless, but still haunting. And you wake up, and as you wake up, I need you to roll me a d4.
One.
Okay, not too bad. You subtract 1 from your max HP pool.
Oh, okay. That's better than I thought it would be. I was like, oh god, 1. I died outright. Yay.
You die in your sleep. No.
Max HP modifier, -1. Cool, okay. That's better than... Uh-oh.
In addition, but that it might also be because you slept basically just on the belly of wine. Sarah, did you drink wine? I think you did, right? No. So for you, it's even worse because you didn't even drink wine. But for John and Sarah, you only had a little bit of wine. Your tummies are rumbling. You're very hungry. You didn't eat last night. You just woke up. You're hungry. And with that, it's morning. Also, John, the disadvantage on skills checks still applies to you.
Yeah.
For another 24 hours, but yeah.
So it doesn't compound and you become level 2 exhaustion. Thank God.
It's not an exhaustion level.
Right. I know. But like in my mind, like the way John woke up the first time this happened was he like everybody who woke up, like he was basically just staring at the weapon, and I imagine it was the same. Only this time he was literally like laying down next to it, and he had his hand on it. And anyone who woke up before him saw that even sleeping, his eyes were open, staring at it. So he's not getting creepy. He's not getting good sleep right now. He's not getting all that great sleep.
I love it. All right, so it is morning. The vistani are still around. The campfire is still going, or is again going. And you smell the smell of just like morning dishes probably being prepared, like the smell of warm porridge. some bacon, some eggs. That smell fills the camp.
I was going to seek out some bacon, eggs, and porridge, like all of it. And be like, oh, do you mind if I just... And pops in to have a little bit of a breakfast, absolutely ravished, you know. I don't usually get hangovers. The wine here is something else.
They smile and happily share their breakfasts with you. They have more than enough. For all three of you, I imagine?
Coming out of the tent, John's like making sure he's got his armor, his holy symbol, his weapon, his backpack. He looks through his backpack, makes sure he's got everything. and yeah, walks over and joins Carla.
Yeah, Casariel kind of reluctantly lets Carla do all the heavy lifting, but definitely accepts the breakfast if it's offered to her.
All right. All three of you have some breakfast of your choice. There's some porridge, there's some bacon, there's some eggs, whichever you want. It's available to you, which will still your hunger. Casariel, in your case, you feel right as rain. Like the breakfast that hits the spot, you're ready to go. John, Carla, for you, it stills your hunger, kinda. But you can't shake the feeling of being hungry. Like you know that feeling after downing. This is going to be very telling. I'm so sorry. You know that feeling of downing a whole fucking bag of chips, and you're still but I'm still hungry, even though you really shouldn't be, because you ate 5,000 calories.
Totally.
When
Feeling.
you guys come here, and we're one of the nights we're gonna eat Korean barbecue. Korean barbecue always leaves me feeling hungry afterwards. I don't know why. I
have that.
Yeah.
Please still sponsor us after this if you're considering. But I always have that with McDonald's.
Yeah, absolutely. McDonald's is fucking ass here. I'm sure it's I don't know if it's quality better, but it probably is quantity better. It's fucking ass over there. Yeah.
It's really good. It's good quality food for what you're paying for it, and it's really tasty, but you are getting hungry after an hour or two.
Yeah.
That is totally true. It's good.
It's basically air.
Good
It's
though.
so tasty air. Yeah.
Anyhow, so yeah, I imagine that John very noticeably eats more eggs and bacon and porridge than was expected to eat, because it's after he finishes the plate, he's like, do you have any extra?
And they will provide you with that.
Yeah, he's
So, the plan. We're heading towards... Oh god, why can I not remember the name? One of the V names, anyway.
Vistani? Vallaki.
Vallaki, there we go.
We're not going to... He says Vistani, he's like, oh yes, that's them.
As for this, not knowledge, a bookshop, I think.
Mm-hmm. There's also the chapel there that holds a lot of records. We might be able to find more about your father. Might be a little bit of a thread towards where we could possibly find your mother. I mean, if she came back here, if she was drawn back here or forced back here, maybe she would seek out places of comfort, like wherever he lays, or where she has good memories with him. We might be able to find some records of that. I had to think about it last night. So we go there. We obviously help Irene, poor girl. Try not to. Yeah. Try not to get too much attention on us, I suppose. Find more knowledge, and then try to find these fucking items.
Right.
Could see
Knowledge
dragon.
first, items later. Makes perfect sense.
Intel and then execution. Yes.
Who's getting executed?
Carla kind of looks at him a little mischievously and gives him a wink.
That's concerning.
Do you know what that means? I don't know what that means. Should we know what that means?
She said she's gathering intel, then we're executing someone.
I heard it, but I don't. Do you know what she means? Or?
I mean, we've done that before, where not necessarily the execution, but gathering intel, and then
eliminating?
Oh, the more we talk about it, the less fun it is. So, shall we head off? Oh, we also need to find horses eventually, just to
right.
make travel a
going?
bit easier.
Um,
Yes.
Yes.
The handsome man, you remember him? Good jawline. He pointed out on this map, and I like bring out the map that we'd gotten off Irene, and it's like, where we should go. We need to go further up towards. Yes, we diverged.
We need to go back to where we saw those grave robber people for the doctor, and
Yes.
continue on the trail there, right?
I believe so.
Yes. All right. He's going to look to the nearest vistani and say, "Thank you very much for your hospitality. This was it was good food, but never mind."
But nothing. It was delicious. Thank you so much for your hospitality. Much appreciated.
You're more than welcome. Do you know where to go now?
Yes, and starts walking.
No, actually, no, we don't. We're headed to Voloki.
Oh, the easiest way is to go via the waterfalls.
That seems very treacherous.
What? That's counterintuitive at best.
Do you have any barrels?
You don't have to go through the waterfall. There's a bridge.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Of course. Bridges, of course. Of course there is. So, through the waterfall, anything we should know, on the way there? Like anything
If you go to Voloki, it's a bit of a trek. You should be able to clear that within 1 to 2 days. You go across the waterfall. You go past the windmill.
Oh, we could stop into the windmill, get some pies.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
in. That sounds like a fantastic plan.
Maybe clear out some of the trouble for that old woman. Poor thing.
You can, you will move past the crossroads that lead to the castle. You move on, and then it's just a straight shot to Voloki.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
How close is the castle to where we are now? Would you say?
From here?
Is it much closer than Voloki?
It is closer, yes. Voloki is about 1 to 2 days. The castle would be about 1 day. You're not seriously thinking of going to the castle, are you?
I think we're supposed to, aren't we? Eva told us.
What do you mean by that? You would not go to the castle?
I mean, if I'm not privy to what Madame Eva told you, so if she says that you should, then, perhaps. But it's a scary place. I'm glad I don't have to go there. But maybe. Maybe.
Makes it scary.
Have you ever seen it, young lady?
What age are you?
Me? It's the female vistani that's standing there. She says, I'm 28. And you are?
I'm 103. I'm not a young lady anymore. But,
Oh.
But I've never been there. Is it scary architecture? Is it the March of the Dead that makes it so terrifying?
The March of the Dead certainly doesn't help. It's, there's a large cliff all around the castle. It's about 2,000 feet deep.
That's not good.
No, I prefer to just be here on the water side.
Good to know.
Is there a path? Like, how do they get to the castle if there's a cliff?
I believe there's a path that leads towards it.
Well, then yes, it's fine. I mean, we've been in fairly scary places already, and I mean, you seem rather meek, so I can understand why you'd be scared. But this one, he points to Carla, she's done things that would terrify me if I didn't know her better. I imagine she can hold her own. Show her the hand thing, that hand that it's...
Oh, yes, come forth. And you see from the ground the little, like, swirling purple mist kind of, like, gather and gather and gather, and then it comes out through the ground, and as it goes up, it, like, picks a flower along the way and offers it to her, the skeletal purple hand.
I'm going to throw a dice for that to see how she reacts, because that is really fucking freaky. Nope, she loves it. She's like, oh, that is just, wow. That is just marvelous. Wow. Thank you, I guess.
She goes, oh, you're so welcome. And as she kind of does that, the hand does too. And it's like, you know. And then it recedes back into the ground and you hear sort of like ghostly whispers kind of swirling around as it goes down.
Thank you. We are going to go ahead and leave. So, you've been very helpful. Thank you, truly. Should we go?
I suppose so.
No time like the present.
Waterfalls or the other place? The great yard?
Waterfalls. We'll go see the windmill.
All right.
Yes.
How do we get to the waterfalls, young
Oh,
lady?
could you point out on this map? And I show the map to her.
She says, yeah. So you use this road to come here. If you just follow the road, you'll easily reach it. It's just one road, really. Just don't stray into the forest.
Perfectly fine.
Seems like
Agreed.
pertinent information. Is there something particular in there that we should be looking out for?
Wolves, mostly.
Wolves. Right.
On our way and start walking.
All right. So you want to move on?
Yes. He places his plates in the nearest pile and moves along.
All right. So you are currently at the Sir Pool where the Vistani camp is, and the road that you followed becomes one of those like more like muddy dirt roads along the water. You're noticing that there is a slight incline in the road as you move. The water itself stays relatively like low to the ground as water does, right? You're noticing that the area like next to the water is just in an incline. So you're going up something, apparently, if you go that way.
Is that the way that they indicated towards the waterfall? All right.
Yes, it is.
I suppose that's the way we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just keep moving until something interesting
Go
happens?
right ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
As you move along the water, the area that you're moving is still in a steep incline, and you're starting to get a better view of the surroundings, even though it is kind of misty. You're reaching the late morning, early afternoon time. Did you just lose 2 people?
No.
No.
Oh, you're still there.
I can only see. Oh, there we go. I have become the game master again. But can I presume?
My gut feeling tells me that she's like.
I thought I was closing the handout.
No problem.
Yeah. No, I just was. Was trying to close the handout, and it closed the whole thing. I didn't.
So
know.
presuming that
I think we have our title for our YouTube. The case.
I saved it to my desktop. No, it's good. Yeah. Sorry again.
it's all good.
Wow.
After this session, I'll teach you that if like there's a setting in Discord that if you press the X that it doesn't close the program, it just minimizes it. There's a setting for that.
So as we're going on an incline, does that mean that the water is going away from the direction? So it's going back towards the pool, or is it going away from the pool? Okay.
No, it's going towards the pool. So you have a feeling indeed that like if there is a waterfall, it's probably further up the stream the way that you're moving. The area around you, there's a lot of like trees and whatnot that are still growing here. So
the rest of the area around you is also getting more elevated, it seems. It is very misty, but you're starting to get a better look at the surrounding, and you see that it's like this is a vast land. A lot of mist, but also a lot of trees.
About how close is the path to the water? Does the water go along the path, or is it like a drop off and down to the water?
Oh, there's where you are right now. There's starting to become more of a drop off. It's more of a cliff at this point. Okay. Not too high just yet, but it gets higher as you move along.
How wide would you say is the path? And what is on the opposite side of it? Is it forest?
On the opposite side you see like a cliff as well, but that is just like filled with forest and whatnot. It's hard to see if there's anything over there. It doesn't seem to have a path. And it seems that this water has just, like the Grand Canyon used to be a river, right? Like this seems to be the same thing over here. Like this river seems to have just plowed through this land and make this cliff, basically. All the years of being a river.
If
the road itself is about two to three. The road seems to be about 2 to 3 people wide. And the water itself is a little wider. Not that much, but a little wider.
Okay. Like, as we're walking along, John's probably walking slightly behind and just sort of... He's more watching the forest. And he's keeping closer to the forest. He doesn't want to, accidentally slip into the water or down a cliff.
Right.
Frella's, I presume, taking up the head while following sort of the map and looking around, sort of seeing what she can see. If any particular thing catches her interest, she'll try to point it out and scurry towards it.
All right.
By this point, how far throughout the day has it been?
So this is around the afternoon. It's been past midday, right? So the sun isn't setting just yet, but it's afternoon at this point.
Okay.
You're noticing that where you are standing right now, you're coming up on what you think might be a waterfall. It's a little further ways away, but looking towards where you are heading right now, you have a feeling that you see a waterfall. But it's still 1 or 2 miles away.
Okay, that's where we're headed, right? So we just keep going.
Right. Where you are right now, so at like the crossroads where this mud road rejoins the main road, which is a little bit more sophisticated than just a dirt road. You indeed have a grand look of the falls that are nearby. You're very high up, and you can see that there's a very definite drop all the way down to the water itself. The water comes from a relatively small waterfall that is all the way in the back. You assess, just from looking at the nature scene over here, that the water is probably from like glaciers or something higher up in the mountain. So this is just water that comes from like melting ice up there. The water looks relatively fresh, and there's definitely like some mist coming from the waterfall itself. It's probably not the mist that is around here, because it would be too small a waterfall to fill. Like, this is not the Niagara waterfalls, but it is a waterfall nonetheless. Mm-hmm. For the first time within Barovia, you look at this and you have a sense of like natural beauty here. Like the rest of the forest, unless you're really into like misty pine cone forest, which is fine, it looks very drab and sad and whatnot. And this is the first time that you look at something and it could use a touch of sunlight. Other than that, it looks pretty serene over here.
As we approach like the bridge, is there any like sign of like this bridge was built by this town or this person or in memory of this, or is it just functional?
It just seems like a relatively normal functional bridge. It's made out of cobblestone predominantly. Give me an investigation check, Carla.
You know I love those.
I know.
Ooh.
That's what I'm giving it.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's 18 plus 6, which is like 24.
All right. You notice that the bridge is like really moss covered. for a bridge that connects the main road to the other side, again, the main road, doesn't look like it's that much traveled. Or if it is, this moss grows really quickly.
Strange.
What is it?
I don't know, it's just too peaceful, for something that's clearly meant to connect one part of Barovia to another.
You mean, like, there should be more people here?
I mean, it's not a very well-worn bridge. Look at this moss sort of covering everything. And I'm gonna kind of lean down and sort of like poke at the moss a little bit and like crumble it between my fingers.
I mean, is it very misty in the area from like the waterfall? Like lots of water kicked up?
Not at your level. That's the funny thing. Like the waterfall itself down there, yeah, that's like one big mist. Like you can't see the base of the waterfall. Are you looking at anything particular, or just like do you want to assess how misty it is?
It was more like just sort of like the area. If it felt very humid, John's gonna be like,
"Oh yeah,
well, of course there's moss. There's water spraying on the bridge." But no, that's not the case.
That's not a bad idea. Like you have to imagine that you're about 1,000 feet up here, so this is a very high bridge. So the mist doesn't spray onto the bridge, but yeah, naturally it is. There's a lot of water here. There is a waterfall. There is mist coming from that. So yeah, 1 and 1 equals 2. That's not a bad assumption.
Did they say that we had to travel the waterfalls? Like I forgot something about where are we going again, Carla?
Up towards Falaki. Yeah, on the bridge.
Oh right, we're looking for a mill too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to look to my left and see kind of like the road that way.
Yeah.
If I look down there, does it look like it's headed back where we came from, or does it like kind of...
It's hard to say where it comes from, but it does come from, like, you were... a borderline want to make you roll for this. Give me an insight check.
We took a shortcut.
Straight insight, 15.
Yeah, 15. All right. You remember that Vasily told you that you should split up. He would take the normal road, and you should probably take the shortcut via the pools if you want to meet up with Madame Eva. This is what he told you.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the roads over here, how they reconvene, the one that you just came from is basically a dirt road, not much more than that. The other road that you're looking down towards, it's still like a muddy road, but it's an actual road.
Okay.
You have a feeling that this is where those two roads reconvene again.
Right. Okay. Carla, you thinking we should not cross the bridge, or?
No, let's just maybe mind your footing.
John goes up to like a stone, whatever the first stone parts of the bridge, and starts to like kick his boots on them to knock off whatever mud is on there, like scrape his boots on it.
It's a little slippery, but not too much actually. Like it looks like the moss has that look of, well, it's probably like ice, but it really isn't. It's just very green covered.
He's scraping off the mud, which will invariably get back on his boots anyway. But yeah, he's just like, finally, some civilization. And I guess let's carry on, and starts crossing the bridge.
Right. As you step a couple of feet onto the bridge, you notice a shape at the other side of the bridge that is coming towards you.
Does it...
There's a gentleman walking towards you, and he is just walking like side to side, taking his moment to just stand there looking over the bridge, and he has that sort of like wavy look about him.
This looks like it's a single person, correct? Just sort of walking along?
Oh, yeah.
John's gonna...
he's coming towards you, but like he doesn't walk in a straight line.
So he's gonna walk towards him and sort of almost like to greet him, like look back at Casario and Carla.
You might be drunk.
Hail, good sir.
He just immediately walks towards you and puts a hand on your shoulder. His other hand still clinging to a bottle.
Yeah, and John sort of like accepts that he's been in bars before, and he just sort of claps the other shoulder gently, like, does this day find you well?
Jesper is Jesper is gonna cross the bridge.
I'm gonna immediately make a sweep of him. Does he have any weapons, like, visible?
No. No. His clothing is like a cut above what you usually see on Barovians, but not by any means like luxury. And he doesn't carry any weapons, it seems, other than a bottle.
Jesper, you say? Is that your name?
Yeah.
Hi there, my name is John.
That's your problem.
Let's he's just sort of smile knowingly to Casario and Carly. He's, let's see you safely across this bridge. And he's gonna put his
I can forget. It's okay.
You're fine. I no disrespect, sir. I apologize.
Yes. You're a good girl, John.
Oh no! Oh no! Look what's across the bridge! Carla's going to start. Carla's going to put on this, like, oh no, look what's across the bridge! And at the side that Jesper is, like, trying to walk towards where we just came from, the hand appears out of the ground in, like, a purple swirling mist. And she tries to, like, point out to him. Oh my goodness! You can't go that direction!
He looks... Hang on. Yeah, he looks... he looks at that and he's like... That looks like the thing from the swamp. That's very, very scary. Get that away from me.
She brings the hand closer to, like, boop him on the nose. What thing? Boop from the swamp.
Oh, that thing from the lady. You don't want to go there. If you want to have a good time, believe you me, go to the Blue Water Inn. Blue Water Inn is good friends of mine. I owe him, but like,
haven't we heard of
people?
Well, I believe we've heard of the Blue Water and got good recommendation from someone.
Is that where you've come from? Just now.
Yeah, I've been just settling up a tab. I'm now going to see my friends.
Ooh, which friends?
Oh, I'm going to Barovia to see Doru, the good friend of mine.
Well, tell them we said hello. They're a good friend of ours as well.
The name Doru says something to you.
How long have you seen him? Your friend?
I'm just checking. You name Doru says something to you, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what? John doesn't say anything to John.
Does to me. How long has it been since you've seen him? Jesper, was it?
Jesper hasn't seen him since like 3 days now. 3 weeks? Yeah. Or 3 years. No, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Been a little while.
Did you go to the castle with him?
No. Castle doesn't have any drinks.
Solid reasoning.
Strahd doesn't like alcohol. Strange.
Are you okay? Right, being in your state in these areas. This is a dangerous land, I've been told.
No, this isn't dangerous. You know what's dangerous? You know what's dangerous? Dangerous. Dangerous is those weird vistani outside of, not over there, but like those.
Where did he point to?
He pointed back from where he came from.
There's more of them?
We did hear there was more than one clan.
Oh, right.
And what about Irina? Are you excited to see her too? Or is Mark?
Irina. Jesper doesn't know. Is she hot? No, I'm available.
You're not. You're taken. Oh my, that's a tragedy. Who?
No, I'm how about you? What's your name?
All right, Jesper. I think it's about time for you to...
You're exactly my type. John.
Wait.
He is lovely, is he not?
Oh, and the hand's going to like point towards him, and then I'm going to minor illusion, just like some just prettiness around him.
I thaumaturgy some like birds chirping around that. Absolutely, I'm in on that.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
John, just
you come here, and he gets a little closer to you, John. He said, "You
He's gonna firmly grasp him by the shoulders and start walking him down towards the bridge. Be like, it's time that you're on your way, sir.
All right. When you do that, he smells your armpit, and he's like, "You smell like the inside of my mama's purse."
This might be the best day of my life, Carla. As I watch them both walk away down the bridge, it might be the best day of my life.
He throws a glance to you guys. He throws a glance at you guys that says, "Say nothing."
Well, first of all, that's never going to happen.
Which side are you taking him, by the way?
No. Back the way he was going, essentially, just helping him the rest of the way across the bridge, and then sort of not shoving him, but firmly pushing him along the path and walking back away from him.
All right.
Bye, Jesper. Tell Doru, have a good day. Good luck on your travels.
I will, Janine. When you see, what's his name? When you see Father Petrovich, tell him I'm very very grateful that I can always count on him. Yeah,
I will.
You take care of those two over there. They're yeah.
Bye, Jesper.
Yeah. Hey, you take care now. And he just
good luck, Jesper. He's gonna come back to the other two and just like.
Well, first of all, you are a pretty girl.
Oh my god, that was
true.
the best.
Thank you. I pride myself on. Although I don't feel very pretty today, I feel very hungry.
Well, I think it's clear that you are very pretty today.
He's just gonna keep walking.
Do you remember Petra?
Where are you going?
The man with the horses. He thought you were very gorgeous as well. You really are a catch here in Barovia, John.
He's gonna walk forward and like look outwardly very like frustrated, like a little bit resentful. But on the inward, he's like, I look good.
You know, I do feel I'm going to say to Carla, I feel slightly guilty because when this happens to me, like in a tavern or something, he always saves the person's life that tries to hit on me, because otherwise I would murder them in their tankard. Slightly guilty, but also this is hilarious, so there is that.
It is quite funny. I mean, he just gets this look on his face, like he's a little bit constipated. Quite delightful.
Yes, no, I know exactly what look you mean. Yeah.
Come along.
John, did he tell you anything interesting? Any information?
Something about Father Petrovich or something. I don't know.
Is that the priest we're looking for at the...
I don't think we had a name, did we?
No, not for...
You sure he didn't say Donovich?
I think I thought he was going to say Petra because that's who we last talked to, but then he said Petrovich. So he just sort of walks to the end of the bridge.
Clearly, there are other people traversing this bridge. That is good to know.
Definitely feeling a little bit less on edge.
As all three of you cross the bridge, I would like all three of you to make a perception check.
I'm really good at these, like the best.
What the
Also with disadvantage, right?
I feel like this is a big
Oh,
deal.
yeah, shit!
With disadvantage for the both of you, yes.
Oh.
Not me, right?
No, you can roll it just perfectly.
Ooh, okay. Wait, straight perception.
Yes.
Okay, 18.
Oh.
I got a 7. He's almost shielding his
7 is
eyes.
a lucky number, but unfortunately...
13 is a luckier number.
Cassie. She's going to murder me at some point for that. You hate me, God. Casario.
Yes.
As you're laughing amongst each other and you cross the bridge, you notice on your left hand in the water something catches your eye just briefly.
Okay, I turn to it. Can I see what it is?
It's very hard to see it, but you notice that from where you are standing right now, the cliff on the other side is about, say, 200 feet downwards. So it is down into the water. But you see that little indent over there, like next to the bridge, there's like a little outcropping, and then there's an indent.
Mm-hmm.
Like towards the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In that indent, you notice that there's something sparkling in the water. It's hard to make out what it is because it's quite a bit a ways down, but if you can see it from up here, it must be more than, say, like a necklace. It looks like it's something precious, like metal or something, maybe even silver or gold. Not really sure, but it looks interesting.
Walk to the side of the bridge and just look at it and say, "Hey, come here. Do you see that?" And I'm gonna point to it.
I'm not falling for that again. And he's gonna stand where he is.
I'm fine. That's fair. Carla, do you see? That's
so
fine.
it kind of like scrabbles up onto like the side of the bridge and like.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give her a boost.
Well, yeah, just to
right.
see.
Is it all right? I don't want to offend you, but I just want to help you get a
Oh
boost.
no, it's okay. This is a natural part of my life.
Okay.
Yes. I'm going to.
Okay, I'll help her.
Looking down, you also get basically that same feeling of like there's something precious down here, but it's hard to see what it is. You'd probably have to get a little closer. It's under the water for sure, but you have
How far
that
down
same.
did you say?
Well, from the cliff to the water, it's about 200 feet down, so you'll have to rappel with rope. But in the water itself, like you can see it from up here, so it's not a ring.
Okay.
I suppose you can identify things from far away or something like that. Because it could be just like, something not worth all that trouble for. Could be a monster.
Yes, like a little trap first, maybe. I don't really have anything that could do that.
All right.
Here's
an idea. We make note of it. We'll ask people we meet, is there any legend or something existing beyond the waterfall?
You're every day you become a little bit more like an investigator, and it warms my heart. I mean,
Thank you. Well, I'm learning from the best, it seems.
well, I could say the same about my fighting skills. I feel like I've done a lot more battle recently.
Oh, yes, John can help you with that. He's quite talented. I don't tell him I said that, ever.
Yes.
But he's pretty talented. So, yeah.
I've seen. Handy. Okay, we'll make note just in case that is a lovely little death trap for us. But if it's something really fucking valuable, that could be handy.
Diamond or something.
Anything. Anything of value. We need to establish ourselves in some way here. We're going to be here longer than a couple of days.
Oh yeah, we have to remember to ask about the champagne as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because 500 gold is quite a lot.
Mm.
All right, keep moving.
Yep.
Are you through trying to trick me? We ready to go?
Didn't
It's
work.
such a shame it didn't work. I know, we really committed. You're getting much smarter.
Too
Not
smart
falling
for
to
us.
this.
He's gonna keep walking. Somewhat proud of himself for having avoided such a
Serial.
Yeah.
As you move past that indent, do you look down once more, or do you move on?
Yeah,
Move on.
I'm gonna take a peek. Sure.
Okay. You're a little closer now, and describe to me how you look at it. I need that.
Okay. Well, there's no handrail here, I imagine.
No.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stay at least a good 5 feet away from the edge. Can I still see it from this vantage if I'm this close to the edge? Okay. Does it look any different now? Bigger, smaller?
Give me one more insight check.
Insight? Okay. Well, that's very cocked. Come on.
The insight check is to see if the DM is trying to trap you.
Again. Yeah.
How much?
I already know that. 15.
15. Looking down, you're not sure. The waterfall is pushing the water pretty quickly. It's a cloudy day because, it's Barovia after all. So it could just, and it's a weird land here. So it might just be the land playing tricks on your eyes, but you could swear that this looks like a treasure chest, that has been dropped down there, broken, and there's gold scattered around the river floor. That's what it looks like, but it is 200 feet away.
I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but this looks significant. The trap, but also like a treasure chest.
Carla's going to walk towards the edge and kind of hold on a little bit to Casariel's ropes as she sort of leans the.
See the outline there. It
Go
sort of looks
on.
like a treasure chest, and
One of the items is within treasure. The
Wait,
sword.
what? Oh.
The sword.
Right.
But it's
Beyond
behind
the doors. Yeah.
Okay, yes, that is definitely a trap. Oh, but the
Maybe
treasure's just
the
there.
waterfall appears amber at a certain time of day. Somehow.
John's gonna look at where they are and look around them. Is there any obvious path that one would take to get down to where the waterfall is?
No, this is just a cliff.
And
There's
then
no path.
Across the way on the other cliff, is there any incline where it looks like someone could easily go go down to the water?
No, not really. Looks
What are
like
you-
a very stony cliff.
What are you two looking at? And he's gonna get closer, but he's gonna stay a little bit away from Casario because he doesn't know if she's gonna push him into the mud again. He's gonna.
So hard. She's really wrestling with herself. It would hurt him, so she's not going to. But
Well, yeah,
man, that would be
he
funny.
doesn't think she's gonna throw him off a cliff, but at the same time, she's gotten him before.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys looking at? He's gonna peer over.
Treasure chest. You see it?
That way.
Shiny. It's got treasure spilling out of
All
it.
right,
I think is what it was.
I think I see what you're talking about, but I don't know. Like, how would you go about getting? We'd have to swim upstream. We'd have to go down to wherever we can reach the water and go up. I don't think I can climb this. He sort of like kicks a pebble off the cliff and just watch it fall down to the water.
The rocks around you seem relatively solid. And if you would have enough rope, you should be able to climb down.
He looks at his own inventory. I don't think we can. I only have enough rope to get not even halfway. Do we have enough?
Yeah, we could tie a bunch of them together, but the treasure there had to have ended up there somehow. Was it thrown off the bridge or was it brought downstream? And I stop looking at the treasure and start looking towards the waterfall and trying to see what I can see as we get a little bit closer to it. Is there a difference with the mist sort of surrounding the bottom of it?
Be a nature check.
Oh, interesting. Different. It's my nature. Let's see. Could be worse. I have to disadvantage. Fuck. It's a 9.
It's a 9. It's a waterfall.
Oh,
You would assess that what I said earlier, you will be able to reaffirm just looking at the waterfall. This waterfall is coming from, like, the waterfall is a little higher up than where you are right now, but not too far. But you can see that beyond that, the land still moves upwards and upwards. There's like a mountain behind that. So the assessment of that this water is coming from like a glacier or something is probably correct. The water is probably very cold.
Oh, if it was placed there, who placed it and what is...
I mean,
they're trying to trap.
It's likely. He gestures back to the road. He goes, it's probably someone drunk like that Jesper fellow was driving their horses down this road and had a cart, and it just, as they went down the curve, that it slipped off the side and fell down. I mean, look at this curve. Look at it. Look how dangerously close to the cliff this is. There's no railings. Something probably fell off of a passing cart.
If we look around, can we see the highest peak that we can see from where we're standing?
Of the cliff or your surroundings?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the skyline. Like, where is the highest peak that I can see in relation to where we are?
You are a pretty ways away up the part of the mountain. The nearest highest peak would definitely be the mountain beyond the waterfall.
Okay.
But even though it's misty, you can make out another mountain peak, which is more towards the southeast, but that's a long way away.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to
ask about the waterfall, because there might be a
Legends, yes.
Or some creature that we don't know about living in there that uses treasure to lure unsuspecting people to it or something.
Perhaps. It seems more likely that someone just dropped the chest off their cart, but that's possible,
And
sure.
If they did, and that seems to be the general consensus with the information we get, then there's treasure sitting there waiting to be gotten by people who are a little bit more skilled than the average person.
Sure.
I think it's like a little wink.
Certainly. But so as it stands, though, we definitely can't do anything about it now, I don't think. I don't think we have enough rope to even get down there, or much less come back.
That is a fair assessment.
All right, then.
Onward.
Let's continue on. He doesn't
I don't
want to
force
fire
it.
wet.
I don't want to force decisions, but you would have enough rope amongst the three of you to be able to make this.
I think we each have 50 feet of rope, right?
Yes, and you picked up another 50 feet from, I believe, either the death house. Oh no, it was the death house. I'm pretty sure.
We did, and I took it.
Yeah, but I thought like when we were making that decision, we were talking about this. You said you didn't have any rope. That's why I was like, okay, fine, here. So I thought we only had 150.
Oh yeah,
You'll
I
find
don't
your
have one
backpacks.
because it's not in my backpack. I chose a different set
Yep, same.
than the adventures kit.
So we need to pick up 50 more feet of rope in order to do
Yeah.
this.
To be semantic, me and Casariel.
That is true.
I have-
Yeah, you
yeah.
didn't pick the. Yeah. Okay.
I have 50 feet. John has 50 feet, and Casariel doesn't.
I like the idea. I mean, if it were 150 feet, it would be a little bit more. But I'm worried that we're just gonna slip and fall to our deaths.
Yeah, especially with two
I
people at
mean-
disadvantage next to everything.
I think I could perhaps fly down there. I don't want to make a big deal of it, but I could maybe fly down there.
Are you referring to that
did.
moment when you jumped into the smoke and crashed your
Wait,
death?
just because that was the first time you ever saw me do that doesn't mean that's going to happen.
Oh, it was
every time.
fantastic. It was a
I'm
glorious
pretty
moment.
sure.
To make your decision even harder. I don't think you guys can see the measurements on the map, can you?
We
see
can
100,
see them, but
200, that kind
as
of thing.
characters, we probably can't.
Right. So the indent where that we're talking about is about 200 feet deep. However, if you move past the bridge towards the east, it very rapidly drops down to 50 feet. That's the elevation difference. It's really steep.
Does it say 50 or 500?
Now, beyond the bridge, like directly beyond the bridge, is 100, and then a little further ways away from that is 50.
Oh, okay.
Like hair. Yeah.
So it's that's like steep of an incline.
This is 50 over here on. So
Yeah,
for those of
exactly.
you listening to us on the audio portion of this, we're gesturing.
All right, I could fly down there. It's quick. I can't stay down there for long, but I could fly down there.
Well, there's no smoke for you to inhale, so you should be fine.
We could wrap some rope around you as well, just in case you need to be pulled back. I can
Be
send a hand
jealous
out.
because I can fly. Is that what this is about? Really?
A little bit, but that's not important.
I'm sorry, Connor. What were you saying?
We could wrap some rope around you as well, just so that you'd have something to be pulled back by.
All right. So it looks like the bridge is much closer to the water than where that thing is. So why don't we set up on the bridge? Yes, that's a good idea, Carlo. Let's wrap some rope around you, and then if you do your thing where you don't plummet to your death, we can make sure that we can get you back up if something happens.
I don't plummet to my death.
Yes.
Right. Wait, hold on. 60 feet. Oh, God. Okay. Okay.
So over here, the bridge is only 100 feet over the water, right?
Yes.
Yep. So, Casario, are you coming? I thought this was your idea.
I'm sorry. Well, it's a very short time, that I can do this. So I should be right over where I go down
Actually,
because I can fly.
from where, yeah,
So I can fly down there and then fly back.
yes, we've seen you fly gloriously before. But from where we are, actually, we're it looks like we're much closer to the water here. We might actually be able to use the rope just to climb down from where we are now and move forward into the water.
Yeah.
How about we send...
only climb into the water if I'm drowning or something terrible is happening. Otherwise, I will, let you know. Oh, it's real treasure, and we should figure this out. Otherwise, I'll say.
How much can you carry when you're flying? Like, will you be able to lift the thing?
No. Certainly not. I'm sure not. Not as
All right.
strong as you, John. But I scream over the water. But I can see if it's real.
All right, be careful. And I don't know.
Terrible idea. I don't know.
Well, I'm not feeling myself. I'm feeling a little bit
less reliable than normal, a little bit more. I don't think I got a good sleep last night, so be careful. You might be on your own in this one. Just in case.
You'll have us.
Yeah.
And Carla's going to, like, I presume at this point you've joined us at this site and you're not actually across the river.
Well, no, I'm going to stay, because if I'm understanding correctly, the treasure, I don't know if you can see my little thing, but it's right down here, right?
No, it's the other indent closer to the bridge.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to come over here.
No, closer to the bridge.
Oh, closer to the bridge. I'm sorry.
It's the tiny one, like that.
Could you point it out yourself on the map for us? Because I'm really confused.
Right, so my mouse doesn't work because if I turn that on, you can see all the things that I'm doing behind the scenes. So, but it's indeed that little indent that says 200.
Okay, so right here, got it.
Okay,
that's the one. Yeah.
Okay, only 200. Okay. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly down to 60 feet. All right. I'm going to cast a spell that should outline everything in sparkles. Right. So there's a monster down there ready to eat me. Presumably, perhaps it would show me that, and I'll just fly right back up. Right.
Sure.
And if not, you'll.
Yeah, so I'm going to start tying rope together and make a longer than 100-foot section of rope. Is there anything on this bridge that looks sturdy enough that I could wrap about 10 feet around it to secure it?
Sure. This the sides of the bridge has these, the same pattern that usually like towers have at the top of them. The what's it called again? The
gargoyles.
No, like the stones that are like one up, one down, one up, one down.
Oh, crenellations.
Crenellations, there you go. The bridge has that too, to a degree, and while the bridge is moss covered and whatnot, it doesn't seem like it's in bad shape. So, yeah, you could use that.
I'm gonna find the sturdiest part, tie part of it to it, and then hold the other length. All right, do you want this around you so we can pull you back, or do you want this around me so I can come down and help?
Well, if you tie it around me, I won't be able to get all the way down. It's 200 feet. Ish, give or take, I guess.
So then, I'm gonna. He ties it around his waist as sturdily as possible because they've done this kind of work before. Probably even looping through creating a little harness, and he's basically ready to try to scale where they are at the bridge, which is 100 feet, down to the water. In the case that something happens to her.
This is much closer to the bridge than I thought it was.
Makes it easier, right?
No, it makes it much more suspicious. Don't we think that somebody else would have seen this and tried to get it already? If it's this close to the bridge. Are we being foolish? Are we being lured?
Absolutely.
Let's
might be.
Before we do this.
Foolish? Us? Of course not. She's a priestess of Selune. She knows what she's doing.
But currently, I'm questioning whether we should do this. What do you think, Carla?
I think it's a high-risk, high-reward situation.
All right,
It
John?
could be a very obvious trap, but it could also be a very delicious reward.
John is testing the knots on himself and on the bridge.
All right, I bamf out 2 incorporeal wings. I'm going to swoosh one of them right by his face to kind of like, I'm not going to hit him, but like the wind is going to whoosh. And then I'm going to head down. And I'm not going, I'm staying 60 feet above. I'd like to cast fairy fire over the tree. So that's a 20-foot cube.
Yeah.
And it's going to light up everything in the area. And unless it is a creature, if there's a creature, then you get to roll for it. And it's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
13.
And if it's not a character or a creature?
If it's not a creature, then everything in the area should just be outlined in purple. Purple moonlight.
All right. So I just wanted you to say that. You cast Fairy Fire, And everything surrounding this thing that you saw is lighting up. You notice, now that you're closer, that there is indeed some sort of a box, and there's like a bazillion little things around it, which seems like they're coins. Very much does seem like a treasure chest that has been broken along the way down.
Okay.
Nothing else lights up.
All right, I'm going to go, I'm going to say 10 feet up, so I'm going to go down another 50 feet. Are they coins?
Yes, and they seem to be submerged about 10 to 20 feet under the water.
It looks like coins. Should I try to get
Actual
one?
treasure?
Looks like it.
Can Carla
But
send
we
her
only
hand
have
down to help?
30 seconds left.
It's a little
I'm gonna
bit
try to
too
grab one.
long.
I'm trying to grab one. I dip down.
Into the water?
Yeah.
Oh. Right. The water is fucking cold. Like, this is ice water. It chills you to the bone, but you're okay. But this is cold, Casariel.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I want to scoop up one of the coins. I'm just gonna grab what I can in my hands, and then I'm gonna try to head back up to the cliff edge. God, it's totally gonna murder me.
You can scoop up 19 gold coins from that.
That's not bad.
Okay, I scoop it up, and I'm fully expecting something to bite me, and and I'm just
Other than frostbite that you're borderline getting, no, it's just really cold, and you're wet, and you're cold, but no, you're fine.
Okay, I fly back up,
Right.
land back down on the edge, shivering, and I'm just gonna hold the money out, the gold coins out.
The gold coins themselves are indeed just gold coins. However, they do have an interesting stamp on them. It's the face of a gaunt man with long hair. He seems familiar.
Does it remind us of Strahd, perhaps?
Yes, it does.
Cool. Has their own currency. She kind of like twirls one between her fingers.
Otherwise, it is definitely a gold coin. Made of gold, same shape, same size as you would be used to from Neverwinter and beyond.
No, good. No good. Can't hear you. Speak up, John.
So
What?
I think John was trying to say something, but yes, you were.
I had muted myself. My bad. He takes out his bedroll and presume his cloth or linen of some sort and starts like he puts it over Casario's shoulders. Like, how's your swim?
Fucking freezing. But I think they were real coins. Thank you, John.
I have to say that was actually pretty magnificent. You flew. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't even crash to the ground and die or anything. Well done.
Yeah. I thought you were going to give me a compliment, but it's fine.
You did. No, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm saying you
Don't
didn't die.
patronize me. Don't patronize me. I will fight you right here and now. I don't care if I'm freezing or not. Anyways,
he pats your back a little bit and goes back to untying his rope.
Casariel, now that you've been very close to the treasure, it's hard to assess, but you think that there has to be at least 300 gold coins down there.
It's a lot of fucking treasure down there. Like a whole chest full. I could never lift it. Hundreds of coins.
Oh, gosh, okay. What do we have?
What do you two have? Anything good? What about your hand? Could your hand,
My hand can lift up to 10 pounds, so if we were able to scoop some up into like a bag, it might be able to lift it up.
How far can it go down?
Not very. I'd have to climb down there.
Right.
I'm quite dexterous, though. I've climbed into many things that I really shouldn't have been in. Might be able to.
The treasure chest is about 10 to 20 feet under the water, and if memory serves, Mage Hand has a range of 30 feet. So you have to be very close to the water.
I'd have to climb down, and...
Yeah.
All right, well, if I sleep, I could perhaps carry you down. How much do you weigh? Give or take?
I'm really not sure.
How dare.
I don't carry you. I don't know.
Apparently I weigh 73 pounds.
If we can find a way later to come back for this, but for now, I don't think it's worth the... I mean, that was a magnificent stunt you did, but it was also fairly dangerous. And like you said, I mean, just putting the cloak on you, that was freezing. It might not be worth it right now.
If we ever head back this way, we know that is there.
Yes.
It would take a lot to get down there, like fucking glowing wings. So I don't think the average person is going to pop down to get that. I think it'll stay there for a while.
Right. Do you know, maybe this was someone important's treasure. We shouldn't touch it because they might try to come and kill us because we have it. Maybe they're just on their way back. So let's mark this on the map, and yeah, we can come back, or I can go back tomorrow and open it and see what I can see. I was afraid that it was going to instantly kill me, so I didn't spend much time with it,
Very fair. Okay, I'll take care of the gold. I'll put it in with the rest of our gold, and we at least are now 19 gold richer, and that's always better than nothing. So,
was it 19?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Papa? Oh, I don't know why I was thinking it was 50. Okay.
So that was what we got from the ring, or what she got from the ring. But
okay.
John comes up with all three of the ropes now fully unbound and back in a circle and goes, "So, our drinks on you tonight, Casario?" He hands back everyone their rope.
Take my length. Took it back in somewhere.
I was keeping the money for us, I think.
Mm-hmm. Drinks are always on me.
All right. I guess we're off to Vallaki.
All
right. So you carry 19 gold with you of that pile of treasure down there, and you proceed on your way. Allow me.
What's down there? What is down there?
Sometimes the treasure is just a treasure.
Something that we cannot get. All right, so at this point, it was like late afternoon, I think, or mid afternoon, whenever when you saw Jesper.
Just after the actual afternoon, yes.
Yeah. So I guess at this point we're gonna move a little bit more quickly, or at least John's gonna try to move a little bit more quickly because he's hoping to get to somewhere civilized by nightfall.
Right.
I guess I'm just gonna keep moving until
it seems that the road here is becoming more of a mountain pass, if you will. The vegetation is starting to grow thin. The trees are starting to dissipate. You're finding yourselves in between mountains, quite really. The road is barren, and the weather is, other than the ever-present fog, the weather is relatively clear. You don't see anything just yet.
John's a little bit more relaxed now because they're no longer near, like there's mountains, but it's not, I imagine, is it still woods on either side?
No, the woods are giving way for just barren mountains with some foliage in terms of like little bushes and whatnot, but a lot of trees. Some, but not much.
He was told that the woods are dangerous, so other than that, he's fine now.
Up ahead,
Mm-hmm.
you're noticing a crossroad. A crossroad leading left and leading right. Straight ahead and right, rather. As you approach the crossroad, the path doesn't differ one way or another. Straight ahead, you see that there is some sort of stone gate in front of you. To your right, as you approach this crossroad, who has the highest perception of the three of you?
Me and Casariel have 13, I believe.
All right, you pick. Who's the lucky one of you two?
Go ahead, Carla.
Sure.
All right, Carla. You notice on the path to the right of you, there is let me just move the token slightly to the side. There we go. On the crossroad to the right, you notice that there is a black carriage just standing there alongside the road.
It definitely doesn't have a sign on it that says Strahd's.
No, it definitely doesn't. Look at me being prepared and not showing that to everyone.
So good, so good. Does it look like the carriage that we saw at the graveyard?
It does very much so look like the same exact carriage, and that should have left a mark with you. So yeah,
we know.
Have a label. Black carriage standing there, 2 horses in front of it. As you approach the crossroad, the carriage itself opens a door towards you. Nothing else happens. Just stands there.
Keep going.
Do we know which way we're going?
I rustle for the map and I show them, but while I'm doing that, I'm like, I look into what's inside the carriage. I'm like, the map, let's keep with the map.
You're too far away to see that unless you want to get closer. Looking at the map, it was a hand-drawn map, so it isn't the best of quality, but you're able to deduce that where you are right now, this crossroad, if you would follow the road towards the east where the carriage is standing, that would be the path towards Castle Ravenloft.
Oh.
The path straight ahead, obviously, is not.
I think the path ahead is where we're going, Vallaki, but the other one. And I look towards where the carriage is, and I'm like, I think maybe Strahd popped out for a midnight stroll. Except it's not midnight. It's not nice.
I think he's waiting for us.
Well, our business is not with him, not yet.
Mine might be.
We do need
All of
access
our
to his castle.
Remember, we're going to Vallaki, right, Casariel?
I know, but
Irina's waiting for us.
I'm gonna start walking towards the carriage.
No, Casariel.
Okay. How close do you get, Casariel?
All right. Well, can I see with my dark vision anything inside of it, or is it completely dark in there?
Your dark vision doesn't help you here.
Okay.
It's a carriage with small windows. You'd have to get close to see who's in there.
All right. When I get about 15 feet away,
That's close enough.
I'll say, pardon me. Hello?
Do you want to look inside?
I'm going to I'm going to stay 15 feet away, but I'm going to just call out and see if anyone responds.
All right. Casariel, you look into the carriage, and what you see in there, I'm going to tell you next week.
God.
First the DM.
All right. Okay.
Like, has it charmed you, or like, it's I don't know.
Next week, John. Next week.
Just
What do you mean? It's just you're just gonna pass by this carriage sitting here with an open door, just waiting for us. You're just gonna pass on by.
We're looking for answers. We're looking for your mother. I mean, this is a guy who he's runs this place. Sure,
the entire.
We're gonna get there,
world?
right? But he rules the entire world. He rules this small, pretty backwater place of the world. And yes,
it's our entire world until we get out of here.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah. No. See, the difference is that Sariel's super brave.
Yeah.
You know.
Carlos promised to go invisible and go forward. Brave, sneaky.
Also, her mother's journal might have things to say about him that make her not maybe so scared of him.
Casario, discretion is the better part of valor. They taught us that in school.
Sprout wings and then talk to me.
Casario, where are you? I don't need these wings,
so,
baby. This thing makes me fly.
That means that we have to unfortunately wait another week to find out what's in that carriage and what else our wonderful adventurers will be up to. But that was a good session. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
It was great.
Yeah.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
More mysteries than any answers. Great.
Damn it. Please, somebody clip that. Thank you. What's in the box?
All right, everyone.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't done so already, feel free to follow us both on Twitter and on Twitch and on YouTube and on Instagram. And we have TikTok as well. So follow us everywhere, but predominantly on Twitch and on YouTube, because that's where you can find all of our amazing shows. If you were with us today live on Twitch, thank you so much for that. And like, you know, you probably know how awesome it is because it's chat and whatnot. But if you didn't have the time for that, then we're glad that you're joining us on YouTube, because we're posting this on YouTube every Monday at Drunky. Help me.
Yep. Well, basically, every Monday it will be available to you, no matter where you are in the world. It's pretty much going to be available at 6 a.m. in Europe and midnight here in Eastern Standard Time.
So we'll be with you at your morning commute and beyond, because of course you want to listen to us while you are working.
Which means that in some places in the world, as far back as Hawaii, you're actually getting it on Sunday.
Well, there you go.
Hey.
Wow. But yeah. So for everyone who has joined us here today, thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to catch up on all of the past episodes of our Curse of Strahd series, and as well in the future, we may be releasing other episodes of previous series that we've done but did not release. You can check us out on YouTube, where every Monday we release our most up-to-date episode. And on YouTube, yes, once again, if you want to join us Saturday, we are live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch at the Gilded Flask.
Also, Junkie and I are going to be at MegaCon on Sunday.
Oh, yeah,
next
you will
Sunday. So if you guys want to come and hang out, if you're in the Orlando, Florida area, we're going to be at MegaCon.
Yeah, that is next Sunday indeed. So that is if memory serves, the 22nd. Yes, it is. 22nd of May. Casario will be dressed as
the Breaker of Chains.
Yes, you're going for Daenerys. Oh.
Yes,
amazing,
incredible.
So John, you basically don't have to do. You don't have to do anything. You're just going as yourself, is what you're saying. Yeah.
John is going as a character that we're going to release at some point, because before we played the Curse of Strahd, we played a small campaign with just the three of us, well, the four of us, just for funsies, which was called the Dragon of Icespire Peak, which we will release at some point on YouTube as an entire series, well, minus a couple of episodes.
I died a few times.
Oh, yes, you did.
Tori, the Divine Sorcerer cleric.
Yes.
Pretend.
And that will be what you dress up as for
yes.
MegaCon, right?
I will be wearing a necklace of fireballs. I will be holding a dried apple, and also have my goggles of night, which will be very useful. Yes.
Aren't you allergic to apples?
It's not a real apple. It's a stress ball.
Okay.
Yes, I am very allergic.
I'll bring
to
the med
apples.
kit.
If anyone brings me apple pie, I will thank you while I throw it away.
Love it. All right, everybody.
Thank you all so much for
being
hanging out.
We love you.
Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for hanging out.
Bye-bye.
We love you, and we'll see you next week.
See you Saturday.
Bye.